All Ball TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Yeah, we in the building. Chat, how y'all doing? I hope everybody's doing well. Junami in the building early. Foggy Moldies, what's happening? Knicks Connection. You already know. Annuity, what up? Yo Al Fax, Tatiana Russell. Big shout out to all of y'all. What's good? Hope everybody's doing well. Yeah, in the building, Annuity, what's happening? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's having a beautiful Tuesday. It's a beautiful day outside. If you in Harlem, I might be at Smart Ball Classic tonight. Curtis, what up? DeMario Montage, MJ. Y'all already know. Pull up in the building. Mike James, what's good, baby? Yeah. I'm over here playing hooky, y'all. I done snuck. Got my own live this afternoon. I want to discuss some things. Y'all see the thumbnail, but we got some breaking news. We have some breaking news from our Knicks. But I'm going to say it again. Tonight, 6 o'clock, if you in Manhattan, Bronx, Harlem, pull up on me. I'll be at Smart Ball Classic, 135th Street, 5th Avenue in Harlem. Come chop it up with your boy. I might pull up in the building. But we got breaking news. Yeah. Breaking news, y'all. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Tyler Nickel is reportedly expected to explore the option of returning to college for a 5th season. Brooklyn's finest. What's happening? Breaking news, y'all. Y'all know how we do up here. When it's Knicks, it's breaking news. We don't worry about nobody else. Anything Knicks is breaking news. Breaking news, y'all. Tyler Nickel is reportedly expected to explore the option of returning to college for a 5th season. Chat, how do y'all feel about that? I know we had a lot of high praise. We saw him right in the summer league. A lot of us like this game. He definitely could shoot. Just like his mindset, his attitude. I even liked how he talked, his approach to the game. But we all know right now we are in a small window to win multiple championships. And we have to be honest. I don't know if Tyler Nickel would have got meaningful minutes right now. So I don't know how smart this is. Maybe this is a financial thing, right? You go back to college, you get some more of that NIL money. But that's a great question, DeMario Montage. Would the Knicks still own his rights? I'm pretty sure later on tonight, Knicks Rehab, 8 o'clock. Fabian to have the information on that. Trapped in the 90s. What's good? YouTube comment rater. What's good? Yeah. So how do y'all feel about this? Once again, breaking news, y'all. Breaking news. It's not official. He's exploring. Tyler Nickel is reportedly expected to explore the option of returning to college for a 5th season. Brooklyn PG, what's up, baby? Yeah, the members is in the building. The chat is in the building. We here, y'all. Y'all see the Cash App. ABTV3. Y'all see the Instagram channel, All Ball TV3 _. We also on Facebook, All Ball TV. Please, y'all, go support. Share, like, subscribe. Become a member. But support, y'all. Tell a friend, tell a friend. Knicks Rehab, All Ball TV. We here in the afternoon. Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday. Like I said, breaking news. Tyler Nickel is reportedly expected to explore the option of returning to college for a 5th season. Chat, I have to ask y'all, and be honest, do y'all think Tyler Nickel was going to get meaningful minutes this upcoming season? Do y'all think Mike Brown saw enough in the summer league to where Tyler Nickel could have made a difference? Maybe in the playoffs. Creators GX, salute to all the members. Once again, I'm going to keep saying it, y'all. I don't know how many young players gets an opportunity, gets meaningful minutes when a team is preparing to go back-to-back and win another championship. Now, if you're a top 10 pick, top 5 pick, then all bets is off. But second round guys, how good are they to where you get meaningful minutes in the regular season going into the playoffs, let alone finals appearance? Let's discuss it, y'all. MJ, appreciate you. Thanks for the $5. I mentioned this last night. We good, though. Even if he go back to school, Nick still own his rights. Yo, MJ, thank you for that information. Like I said, I think it was Montage that asked that question. There we go, y'all. MJ answered it. That's why I love the chat. Y'all always hold us down, and y'all always here to give us the information. Even if he goes back to school, the Knicks still owns his rights. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I think a player like this can definitely help us in the future. But I think right now we are in championship mode. And I don't know if he's ready for that. Now, can he get in some games if we're up 20-30? You know, if we're blowing the team out in the fourth quarter? Of course. But can he make a difference? The bill collector, what up, my brother? Peace. You already know. Fam, I got to ask y'all, chat. Talk to me. Talk to me. For y'all that's coming in a little late, yeah, this is breaking news for us. We real diehard Knicks fans. This is breaking news for us. Tyler Nickel is reportedly expected to explore the option of returning to college for a fifth season. What does that mean? What does that mean? Is this a financial decision by Tyler Nickel? Is someone in his corner, in his ear, telling him, go back to school, maybe get better? What did we see from Tyler Nickel in the summer league to where you may feel like he's not ready this season to make an impact? What did Tyler Nickel see in himself or not in himself to where he's exploring going back to school? Is it financial? Let me get some more NIL money. Is it, as Q Burrow brother says, go back to work on his game, trying to improve? I have no problem with that, but I have to ask y'all, does he have to go to school to do that? Why not play in the G League and just kill? Right? So right now, like I said, breaking news, Tyler Nickel is thinking about going back and returning to college for a fifth season. For me, I don't know. I don't know how important he would have been right now. Trapped in the 90s, what up? We also have some more news. Trey Jemison has agreed on a two-way contract with the Raptors. I'm going to say it again. Trey Jemison of the championship Knicks, yes, another player we've lost, has agreed on a two-way contract with the Raptors. So again, Tyler Nickel was thinking about going back to college, and now Trey Jemison has agreed on a two-way contract with the Raptors. So let's think about this, y'all. Trey Jemison is gone. Mitchell Robinson is gone. Now Nickel might think about going back to college. Did I not tell y'all last night the front office got a trick up their sleeve? I think we're going to make a move this upcoming season that's going to shock everybody. I really do. For us to be losing a lot of these players, yes, and we lost an executive. That's more breaking news. Wow. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yo, thank you, Trap. Yes. Insane. So, after 4 seasons and winning 1 NBA championship, New York Knicks Senior Vice President of Basketball Operations, Gershon Rosas, however you pronounce his name, I'm sorry if I'm chopping your name up, has departed from the organization. So yes, we've lost an executive, Senior Vice President of Basketball Operations. We're losing players. What the hell is going on? What are they telling us, y'all? What are they not telling us? Once again, Trey Jemison agrees to a two-way contract with the Raptors. Tyler Nickel thinking about going back to college for a fifth season. We lose our senior vice president of basketball operations, Gershon Rosas, a huge part of the front office. We lose Mitchell Robinson. We have 2 roster spots open, y'all. I think the front office got a trick up their sleeve. I think they got a trick up their sleeve. I said it last night. Chat, please tell me, how do y'all feel about these changes right now with the Knicks, the front office, and the players? For me, I said it before we get to the thumbnail that I think we're going to make a major move. Now, I don't think it's going to be a trade for a superstar where we have to give up any of our core guys, but one of those very important subtle changes. Deron Artest to the Lakers, a Rasheed Wallace to the Pistons, a Bruce Brown to the Denver Nuggets, a Drew Holiday to the Boston Celtics. I think we're going to make a move like that. Andrew Wiggins to the Golden State Warriors. One of those moves that's great. That's a seamless fit. That's going to shock everybody. There's no way in the world all these moves are being made in the front office doesn't have a trick up their sleeve. Like I told you, they're slick, they're smart, they're conniving. The front office move like 007 agents. I keep telling y'all, we have the James Bond of the front offices in the NBA. A Jam Rock, both. I think they have a trick up their sleeve, and I hope they have a trick up their sleeve. Both. But at the end of the day, we cannot not believe in the front office. They haven't let us down yet. Let's be honest, y'all. The front office hasn't let us down yet. It seems like they're not missing Mitchell Robinson. Like I said, guys are going to get their money. Guys want to go back to college. I think we'll be just fine. Travel Vibes in the building. Jam Rock, what's going on? Shout out to the chat. Y'all see the Cash App ABTV3. We are here this afternoon talking Knicks, y'all. We have some big news. Big news. Breaking news. I'll repeat it again for some of y'all that's late into the chat. Curtis. Big shout out. Thank you for your $20. Just paying my dues. DeMar DeRozan wants to come play with us. I don't know how true it is, though. We got to make a move. Hey, Curtis, DeMar DeRozan has been quoted that he doesn't want to come off the bench. I'm going to say it again. Curtis, I love that idea. But DeMar DeRozan is heard to say that he doesn't want to come off the bench. So that's why a lot of teams hasn't picked him up yet. Because let's be realistic. Can he still be a starter? But imagine DeMar DeRozan off the bench and understands the assignment. D'Angelo, salute, right? So for me, we definitely need to make a move. But I'm going to talk about the breaking news again. Tyler Nickel is contemplating going back to college for a fifth season. Trey Jemison has signed a two-way contract with the Toronto Raptors. And yes, we have lost our senior vice president of basketball operations, Rosas. So it's a lot of movement going on, y'all. Mike T, salute, Mike T. Yeah. So for me, I think the front office is going to make a major move. And I think it's going to depend on how we start out in the beginning of the season leading up to trade deadline in the NBA All-Star break. For me, all eyes are on. Come on now. I ain't got no bomb, but I could. Right? Big shout out Trapped in the 90s. Thank you, my brother. Gifting one All Ball TV membership. Appreciate you always, Trapped in the 90s. Always showing love. Big shout out to the chat. Y'all all show love. Appreciate y'all. Come on now. Come on now. Yeah, we throwing bombs out here. Big shout out D'Angelo, gifting an All Ball Fabian Perspective TV membership. That's huge, y'all, because that's also our YouTube channel. Go support that and run those numbers up as well. The All Ball TV, All Ball Fabian Perspective TV is also our channel, also on Facebook. Go support all of it, y'all. But appreciate it. Thank you, D'Angelo. Thank you, Trap. Big shout out to y'all. Hey, Travel Vibes. We have some bombs later on tonight when Fabian is on. But it's a lot of movement, y'all. It's a lot of movement. And yeah, Mike James, I know Curtis asked that question about DeMar DeRozan, but you know, for me, I don't know if he's willing to take vet minimum. And I also don't think he's willing to come off the bench. I think that's why DeMar DeRozan hasn't been signed yet. He's been quoted, it's been heard that he doesn't want to come off the bench. And right now, let's be for real, who is he going to start over on our Knicks? Seriously. Big shout out Wayne Peterson. Yeah. Losing Rosas is a bigger loss than we think. The moves that came after he was acquired were low-key genius. Hey, Wayne Peterson, that was a huge loss. Huge loss. That's why I say breaking news. Breaking news. Wow. D'Angelo, thank you for gifting the All Ball TV membership. Come on, man. I love when y'all show this amount of support and love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Big shout out, D'Angelo. Big shout out to the whole chat. Wayne Peterson, I agree. Chat, how do y'all feel about all these moves, you know, being made with our Knicks? Tyler Nickel thinking about going back to school. Trey Jemison signs a two-way with the Toronto Raptors. Right? We lose Rosas. You know, a guy in the front office that made a lot of great moves. We lose Mitchell Robinson. What does that mean for us? Right? Think about it. What does that mean for us? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Big shout out, Robin Crown. Thank you for your 10 jewels, a gold coin. Robin Crown, thank you very much. Appreciate the love and support. Chat, talk to me. Before we get to the thumbnail, talk to me. And once again, for everybody that's in the building late, yes, thank you, Curtis. And we lost Huck. So we lost Huck. We lost Trey Jemison. We might lose Tyler Nickel. We lost these players for absolutely nothing. Didn't trade them, didn't get anything back for them. Thank you, Curtis. So once again, after the championship, Mitch walks out, Huck walks out, Trey Jemison walks out. Tyler Nickel may go back to college. Rosas, front office guy. Sohan, gone. Sohan, gone. What does that mean, y'all? What does that mean? Should we be nervous? Should we be nervous? Or do we have, or should we have all the confidence in the world for our front office to fix all of this? That's a lot, y'all. You lose Huck, Mitch, Sohan, Trey Jemison now. Tyler Nickel may go back to school, and one of the smartest guys in the front office is now gone. Is it time to panic? That's a lot to lose, y'all. That's a lot to lose. But for me, I think, you know, now, Diawara, Deuce, Clarkson, Shamit, their roles become that much bigger. Can we depend on those guys? How much confidence do y'all have in our bench now? And this is what I was talking about a while ago. Hey, Wayne Peterson, you see now why I'm a panicker? They told me I was crazy. Remember that? Remember that? Now we got Wayne Peterson keeping it real in the chat. I'm a little nervous. Once again, y'all, that's a lot to lose. Thank you, Travel Vibes. And we got no two-way money. This is why I love y'all. Look how much y'all help. the information. So informal. The greatest chat in the world. I promise y'all, I love y'all more than y'all know. I love y'all more than y'all know because y'all hold us down. And y'all keep it real. Look at Robin Crown. It's a little concerning. You have to be concerned if you're a Knicks fan. You have to be, especially if you're a diehard Knicks fan and we're looking to repeat. You have to be a little concerned, y'all. And I said this about a week or so ago, a couple Knicks rehabs ago, and y'all told me I was crazy. But look at all that we lost. Look at all that we lost. Right? Now, the only major loss, excuse me, is probably Mitchell Robinson. I think everyone else could be replaced. But you cannot ignore something fishy is going on. And it might be some good fish, some good catfish, right? Some good salmon, some good whiting. Not that garbage, right? Might be some fishy going on, chat. But the front office, they haven't let us down yet. So once again, wow, this offseason so far after the Knicks won a championship, there's been a lot going on, y'all. A lot going on. We lost two big men in Mitch and Huck. We lost Sohan. Now we lose Trey Jemison. We lose our front office guy, Tyler Nichols, thinking about going back to school. That's a lot, y'all. That's a lot, y'all. But for me, to have two roster spots open, to see that the front office isn't panicking, you don't hear no rumors of us doing anything out of the ordinary like we would normally do, right? We're not thinking about signing no players to no large amount of money or big contracts that's, over the hill. So I have all the faith in the front office, all the faith. But we have to be honest. We have to make a couple moves to strengthen this bench. We lost all our size. We lost all our size. We lost 2 7-footers and we lost a 6'9" guy. So eventually, I love what Robin Crown said. We just can't continue to feast off of the chip. It's behind us now. Got to prepare for upcoming season. Wow. Wow. Hey, Robin Crown, you are cooking this morning. Excuse me, this afternoon. Wow, you are 100% correct. The honeymoon phase is over, y'all. Got to get back to business. I'm going to say it again. The honeymoon phase is over. Robin Crown said we cannot continue to keep feasting off of the chip. We got to start preparing for the upcoming season. Listen, we have to start getting this thing together. We losing a lot of depth, a lot of size on the bench. And it's starting to get scary, y'all. It's starting to get scary. But for me, I think we'll be fine. I'm a little concerned. I can't wait to see the schedule, to see our first 15 games. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing, the schedule that Adam Silver's going to put out, right? Because it depends on, how we start. It's always how you finish. But how we start is going to tell us a lot, right? If Deuce, as Flea and Fabian always alluded to, if Deuce can play how he was playing before the injury, I think we'll be fine. But we got to get some size, y'all. We have to get some size. We are very little coming off the bench. I don't think nobody is taller than 6'5" besides Diawara. Now that we lost Mitch, Huck, Sohan, right? Jemison. Now Nickel may go back to school. We lost a lot of size, y'all. For real. For real. Yeah, man. But y'all are making great comments today. Making great comments. And This is why I love y'all. But yeah, chat. Tyler Nickel, breaking news. Thinking about going back to school. Trey Jemison signs a two-way with Toronto. And we lose one of our front office guys. It's a lot going on, y'all. But let's get right to it. Oh, let's get right to it. Let's get right to it. I'm excited for this. I don't know why I'm so excited for this, but I am excited for this, y'all. Jalen Brunson. I know we are a little late, but I don't think it's nothing wrong with that. Jalen Brunson, finally, him and Mark Cuban talk. And it was dynamic. I loved every bit of it. Because at one point, Mark Cuban thought he was the smartest guy in the room. And it goes to show you, y'all, a lot of these guys don't know nothing about basketball. Nothing. Here's what Jalen Brunson had to say. And I have to ask y'all, we discussed this before, but now that audio and video is out of Mark Cuban and Brunson having that interaction. But now Jalen Brunson sat down and he discussed what really went on between him and the Dallas Mavericks and why he's now a New York Knick. Right? And now we got the truth. And I love just how Jalen Brunson represents himself, how he carries himself. And yeah, Curtis JB didn't want to leave Dallas. But it goes to show y'all, these execs, these GMs, these owners, they don't know what's going on. Because the players that was drafted, the point guards that was drafted before Jalen Brunson in that 2018 draft, the players that Jalen Brunson said Dallas was looking at and working out without giving him a contract is insane. So Jalen Brunson basically, he said, quote, this is Jalen Brunson. He says the Mavericks missed their chance to sign him to a 4-year, $55 million extension because they wanted to wait. He said, we knew before the season that I was eligible to get 4 years and $55 million. That was the max I could get at the time for an extension. Talking over with my dad, my agent, and my family like, yo, if it's there, be willing to sign it. And so before the season, we said, hey, if we can do this now, we want to do it. Otherwise, we don't want to talk about it during the season. And they were like, we want to see where we are 20, 25 games in. Now, Brunson also talked about how they looked at Seth Curry and a couple other players and had him in limbo, like, why are you looking at these other guys and I'm right here? And then he also discussed how 20, 25 games in, Luka got injured and he started some games. So Dallas saw all of this and still dropped the ball. So tell me, chat, who do we blame for probably making the worst mistake maybe in sports history? I'm going to say it again. Mike T, nah, we not giving no excuses, bro. Nah. I'm not giving no excuses. Not to Dallas. Y'all saw that young man in practice. Y'all saw that young man in high school and in college. Y'all messed up. Nah, we hold people accountable up here. We ain't giving no excuses. If you wrong, flat out say you're wrong. Dallas, Mark Cuban, y'all were horribly, terribly wrong about Jalen Brunson. That man did not want to leave Dallas. He was willing to sign 4 years, $55 million. And y'all didn't do it. Jalen Brunson said out his mouth in that, right there. He said it right here. We have it word for word in this interview. Yo, they was bringing in other players. Seth Curry, he named another name or two. Remember, he just wanted his future secured. So once again, Jalen Brunson versus the Dallas Mavericks versus Mark Cuban. I have to ask y'all, what was worse? Dallas losing Jalen Brunson or Dallas losing Luka Doncic? Which one was it? He's in the building, y'all. He's in the building. The OG. Thank you for your $20. You questioning my MVP front office is personal, like people questioning you about your MVP, JB. Chat, my honeymoon ends when someone else wins the chip. Hey, OG, we ain't questioning nothing. We just want to know what's going on. But remember, OG, we said we believe in our front office. They ain't let us down yet. We just want to know and want to understand what the hell is going on with all these moves. That's all. But the OG is in the building, y'all. Once again, y'all see the thumbnail. Talk to me. Did the Dallas Mavericks make the worst mistake in NBA history? Not only did you lose Luka, you lost Jalen Brunson, arguably the best player in the NBA, arguably the best clutch player in the NBA, arguably the best closer in the NBA. Respectful, great leader, great clutch player. Dallas, what happened? Dallas, what happened? Mark Cuban, the smartest guy ever. What happened? Tsunami, here we go, y'all. The starting five is starting to show out. Starting point guard, starting shooting guard. The backcourt is showing out, y'all. Tsunami, thank you, gifting 5 All Ball TV memberships. Come on, you know how we feel about y'all. Appreciate y'all. Let's go, Tsunami. I got to make the bomb noise. I'm going to say it again. Jalen Brunson versus the Dallas Mavericks versus Mark Cuban. How did y'all drop this ball? Yeah, I amplify things. I may put a little gaslight on things, but I know what I'm talking about. Is this the worst mistake in NBA history? Is it? How do you lose this player if you watched him in practice? You know what he represents. You know what he brought to the table. You seen what he did when Luka went down and got injured. You seen it with your own eyes. You seen it with your own eyes. You watched him when Luka went down, what he did in the playoffs. 40 balls. You had arguably the greatest backcourt in this era. And you lose both of them? For what? OG, when I throw up the ball, my dudes take over the game. OG, that's a fact. That's why you the OG. That's why you the OG. Why isn't this discussed more? Why? We crucified Nico Harrison. Crucified Nico Harrison. Why isn't Mark Cuban getting enough backlash for losing out on Jalen Brunson? Nostalgic Nick, good to see you, my brother. I'm going to say it again. Nico Harrison got crucified. Now that these videos and these audios is out of Mark Cuban and Jalen Brunson, why isn't Mark Cuban getting crucified like or worse than Nico Harrison? You claim you know it all. You broke down beautifully when Dallas beat LeBron James and the Miami Heat. You told Skip Bayless to his face. You broke everything down. The X's and O's, the defenses, the offenses. So you know the game. But how do you see Jalen Brunson in practice. You know what he represents. You know his history, his background. Father played in the league. You know the work he put in. Two-time national champion. Luka goes down. He takes over. 40 balls in the playoffs. Conference finals. And you didn't want to pay him $55 million because you were looking at other basketball players at that position? What's wrong with just saying you were dead wrong and you ain't know what the hell you were doing? Yeah, nostalgic Nick, exactly. Once again, why is Mark Cuban not being criticized, ridiculed, disrespected like any other owner or front office guy that makes a bonehead move like this? Why not? Mike James, I don't care what Mark Cuban did, what he sold. You cannot lose out on a player like this and not get ridiculed, not get criticized. You cannot. You cannot. And then you watch this man do what he does in New York. This is the worst mistake in NBA history. Name me anything else that was egregious and worse like this. Name me. These guys don't know everything about basketball. And they don't want to admit that. They don't. Jalen Brunson told Mark Cuban to his face, like, bro, disrespected the parents, dog. I wanted to be here. This might be the worst ever to lose out on a player of this magnitude. When it all boils down, Jalen Brunson is going to go down as top 5 greatest point guards of all time. I already have him number 3. I'm not arguing with nobody. I'm not arguing with nobody. I'm not. Michael Archie, that's a great one. Paul George for SGA and all those picks, that's a great one. But I'm going to tell you the difference. That was a trade. Dallas flat out let Jalen Brunson walk out the door for $55 million. Michael Archie, listen, that's a great example. But that was a trade. The Dallas Mavericks let Jalen Brunson walk out the door for free because they didn't want to pay him $55 million. And word is, it was about 3 meetings. It was more than one time. Once again, all the big networks, all the analysts, all the podcasts. Why isn't this headline news? Why is this crickets? When Jalen Brunson and Mark Cuban had that discussion, which was great, respectful. I love, the conversation they had. I came up here immediately, thumbnail. Craziest loss ever. Why is no one else talking about this more? Why aren't we laughing at Mark Cuban more? Why not? Now that we have the information. Why not? No disrespect. And I'm going to go there. I see all the names y'all are naming. Paul George, Harden, SGA. Brunson better than all of them. And he only wanted $55 million. I'm going to say it again. Brunson is better than all of them. And he only wanted $55 million. OG, thank you for the $10. I'm just here to hang with my family chat. But all I have to say every time is no worries. Did I say none? OG, yeah, we got to start listening to you. We listened to you already. But you called it. And we know you know what's going on. But in all seriousness, chat, how do you claim to be one of the smartest guys, know the game, and you let Jalen Brunson walk out the door because you didn't want to pay him $55 million? You wanted to see the first 20, 25 games, what happens. And now he's the best player in the world. In the world. He's won a championship in a fashion that maybe only 5 guys in history has done. Yeah. That's what you didn't want to pay $55 million to. A guy who went to the best city in the world, the toughest city in the world, where the fans is insane, the media, toughest in the world. He went there and did that. That's what you let walk out the door, Mark Cuban. That's what you let walk out the door. Because you had no idea and thought you were smarter than everybody in the room. And you are smart, but when it came to Jalen Brunson, you ain't know a goddamn thing. You ain't know a goddamn thing. Mike James, Durant walking away from Golden State, I'm going to tell you why that doesn't have the effect like this. Dallas drafted Jalen Brunson. I'm going to say this again, y'all. Dallas drafted Jalen Brunson. So that means high school, college, y'all watched him, y'all studied him, y'all analyzed him. Regardless of how you felt about the parents, y'all know the type of young man he was. That's the difference here, y'all. He wasn't traded there. He was drafted there. Once again, Jalen Brunson in an interview tells it all. He tells it all, y'all. He says, we knew before the season that I was eligible to get 4 years, $55 million. That was the max that he could get at the time for an extension. He wanted the extension. Talked it over with his dad and his agent and his family. He told them, if it's there, be willing to sign it. Jalen Brunson told his pops, his agent, his family, if that contract is there, sign it. Don't wait. Jalen Brunson talks about the Mavericks, how they missed out on their chance to sign him for 4 years, $55 million extension because they wanted to wait. All the information is there, y'all. He said, and so before the season, he said, hey, if we can do this now, we want to do it. Otherwise, we don't want to wait. We don't want to talk about it during the season. And they were like, Dallas, we want to see where we are 20, 25 games in. Come on, man. Come on, man. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Thank you, Dallas. Thank you, Dallas. Thank you. Thank you. But I don't understand, how do you make a mistake like this? And you don't just flat out say, I'm sorry. I was wrong. I didn't know. As smart as Mark Cuban in the Dallas front office are, y'all didn't know jack about Jalen Brunson. Yeah, Taz Fever. Thank you, Dallas. Thank you, Mark Cuban. But this is a sad situation, and this should be a lesson. This should be a lesson. Do your homework. Do your due diligence. Do your homework. Do your due diligence. If you don't know, find somebody that knows. My father always told me, the dumbest question you can ask is the question that you don't ask. Mark Cuban, you should have asked somebody. Yeah, JB is better than SGA. Tory B in the building. Salute, champ. Nixon 5. Yeah. Yeah. JB is better than SGA. Tell me how he's not. Because we can have this discussion all day. Yes, Robin Crown, thank you. At the end of the day, these guys own teams. They come off like they're the smartest in the world. They think they know it all, and they are smart. Mark Cuban is smart. I'll never be disrespectful. When him and Skip Bayless had that discussion about the Dallas Mavericks beating the Miami Heat, Mark Cuban broke that down beautifully. So I got to give him credit. He knows the game. He didn't know nothing about Jalen Brunson. That's where I'm going with it. OG said, pump the brakes a little on JB. Remember, say CJ cooking him and giving you new gray hairs. My flowers for JB. Great lead on a great team put together by a great front office. OG, you know I love you more than you know. Never put pumping the brakes on JB. Listen, say CJ a good player. But I've been saying this about Jalen Brunson now for 4 years. I can't back down now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Rage Man, what up? Good to see you, Rage Man. But at the end of the day, we are not going to take our eyes off the prize. No, we're not. Mark Cuban made the worst mistake in NBA history. I don't know enough about hockey, baseball. I know about football, so I can't say all sports. But it might be top 10 in all sports. But it's definitely the worst mistake made in NBA history. He wasn't traded. He was allowed to leave for $55 million because Dallas told him, we want to wait and see how things look 20 to 25 games in. Where is smart at in that? Please tell me. Because you can't tell me he wasn't cooking in practice. Dallas, Mark Cuban, you ain't have to worry about his character. You didn't have to worry about his leadership. You didn't have to worry about his effort, his mentality on and off the court. So what was it? When was it? Outlaw, what up, Outlaw? When was it? What was it? And CJ McCollum definitely had tears in my eyes. I'm not going to even lie. Yeah, we tell the truth up here. I was panicking and shaking in my boots. But what happened after we figured it out? You heard what CJ said. What happened after we figured it out? See? Y'all got to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Did Atlanta and CJ McCollum have me shaking in my boots? Yes, they did. But what happened after we tied the series 2-2? Yeah. Jalen Michael Jordan Brunson. Jalen Kobe Bryant Brunson. Tell that part, y'all. Don't tell half the truth. Was all ball shaking in his boots? Always. 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 I'm not going to even lie. I was ready to trade everybody. Down 2-1 to the Hawks. I was so nervous. I said, we need to go try to get CJ McCollum to play with us. That's how much I was nervous. I said, we would love CJ coming off the bench for us. But don't forget, that's half the glass. When you tell the full glass, let's not take away what Brunson has accomplished and been doing since he's been with the Knicks. That's what Mark Cuban let go. Because he wanted to see more. He wanted to look at more guards. Seth Curry. Mark Cuban wanted to look at Seth Curry before paying Brunson. Y'all let that sink in. They bringing in DeLon Wright, Seth Curry. Yeah, that's what Brunson said. They were bringing in DeLon Wright and Seth Curry while Brunson is sitting right there waiting for the contract so he can stay with the Dallas Mavericks. Let that sink in. He said they're bringing in DeLon Wright, Seth Curry, all these guys. So I didn't know what was going on. Yeah. 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 You lost out on the GOAT. It's Magic Johnson, it's Isaiah Thomas, and then it's Jalen Brunson. Yeah. And once he wins another championship, move over, Zeke. Move over, Zeke. Yeah. Jalen Brunson said they brought in DeLon Wright, Seth Curry, and other guys. I didn't know what was going on. Yeah. Don't play with my guy. He comes to New York. Toughest place to play. Toughest city to play. Toughest media to play for. And he brought us a championship. And y'all gonna sit here and tell me Mark Cuban and the Dallas Mavericks didn't make the biggest mistake in NBA history? Name me another mistake like this that was worse. Where a team drafted a guy, didn't want to pay him peanuts compared to what's going on today. $55 million is peanuts nowadays. That's not even $15 million a year. I'm going to say it again. $55 million for 4 years today is peanuts compared to what guys are getting. That's not even $15 million a year. Name me a worse mistake. Come on, man. Mark Cuban looked crazy out here in these streets. Mark Cuban looks crazy out here in these streets. Ruddy Diaz, ain't nothing delusional up here. I've been consistent. I might be crazy. I might be an idiot at sometimes, but I ain't delusional. Big shout out OG Ramsey. Giants trading Barkley and keeping Jones. Ouch. OG, that was bad. And then Barkley goes to Philly, wins a Super Bowl. That was bad. Great one, OG. Great one. That was a good one, Nostalgic Nick. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. I'm going to have that conversation later about Steph Curry and Jalen Brunson. I'm going to have that conversation later because I understand Steph Curry changing the game, transcending the game. But let's make it clear. Jalen Brunson is a better point guard than Steph Curry. Better leader, better clutch player. We can go down everything. We can have that discussion. Handle just about the same. Don't act like my man ain't got handles, like he ain't got a bag. Steph Curry does one thing better, maybe two things better than Jalen Brunson. Shoot the three and run around screens. Name me anything else he does better. Yeah, don't trigger me. Steph Curry does two things better than Jalen Brunson. Shoot threes and run around screens. Name me everything else he does better. Please. I would love to hear it. Tell me I'm delusional about that. Call me crazy. Call me an idiot. Call me nuts. But delusional? Please. The floor is yours. Tell me why Jalen Brunson can't be one of the greatest point guards of all time with what we saw in the finals. Because like I tell y'all, I'm going to do what everybody else does. Giannis wins one. He's one of the greatest power forwards ever. Joker wins one. He's the greatest center ever. SGA wins one. He's now compared to Kobe. Why is it different for Brunson? Love Steph Curry. But at the end of the day, if you're asking me who I would rather have right now, it's not even close. I watch what Brunson can do when everybody's injured on the roster. Yeah. I give you what you want. We got packed up twice by the Pacers. Facts. How many times Curry got packed up when he ain't have a super team? Where was Curry at this season? Last season? Season before? Where? Yeah. Hey, Tory B, I'm taking JB over everybody. Curry and all of them. Give Curry Kevin Durant and see what happens in his prime. I watch Curry. Clay get injured. KD get injured. What Bubba Dub say? Trash. Playing. What happened with Curry in the finals against Toronto? He had an opportunity to do it on his own. Now, granted, Curry is great. Ain't nobody taking away from him. Still top 5 greatest point guards of all time. I'm just taking Brunson over him. Curry not a great assist man neither. Curry is not like, we have the conversation another time. Y'all triggering me. I'm trying to stay focused. Like I said, love Curry. He ain't do this. He did not do this. And I'll take it a step further. You put Curry on this team right here, we don't make the finals. You put Jalen Brunson on those Curry teams, they win more than 4 championships. I'm going to say it again. You put Steph Curry on this team constructed as is, we don't win the finals. You put Jalen Brunson on those Golden State Warrior teams as constructed. He beats Toronto. He beats LeBron in them. Steph Curry lost a game 7 at home the year he was unanimous finals MVP and was up 3-1. Oh, we don't talk about that. Yeah. We don't talk about that. Michael Archie. Nah, ain't nobody chilling. See, why I gotta chill? When we talk about some of the greatest power forwards of all time, why is Giannis in there? He only got 1. Y'all tell me Joker is the greatest center ever. He only got 1. Shaq got 4. Wilt got 2. Akeem got 2. Kareem got 6. Some of y'all are still take the Joker over those guys. Why can't I take Brunson over Curry? Why not? I know what I see with my own eyes. I'm just saying. Guys get injured, we still make the playoffs. We still get to the second round, game 7. Ty Busy, salute. I'm just saying. Guys get injured, guys get hurt, guys play bad. We still win in the finals. Cat 2 points. Guys struggling. We still win in 5. I'm just saying. House Flowing, what up, baby? So at the end of the day, the point I'm trying to make is this is what Mark Cuban let walk out the door over $55 million. I'm just saying. Just for us to even have these discussions and be able to have these arguments, to now put Brunson in those categories, in the same sentence as a Curry, as an Isaiah Thomas. That's what Mark Cuban let walk out the door because he thought he was smarter than everybody and he thought he knew everything. He didn't know jack, you know what, about Jalen Brunson. And it's crazy. A lot of y'all still don't know about Jalen Brunson. What more does he have to prove? What more? Guys are scared to come to New York because of nuts like me. Because if you don't win, you know what happens. This man bet on himself, took a pay cut, and now he's a champion in New York City. I don't know what more y'all need to see. I really don't. But right now, if you asking me who would you want with the ball in their hands down the clutch, Curry or Jalen Brunson? That's how we going to end the show. I'm going to ask y'all again. Ty Busy, appreciate you for your $4.99. After all that cat voice, Nick still gets fined. That's some BS. Hey, Ty Busy, listen, man. They could fine us, do whatever they want. At the end of the day, we champions. But let's end the show like this, because tonight we popping on 8 o'clock Knicks Rehab. Right now. And I give you prime Curry. Yeah. I give you prime Curry versus prime Jalen Brunson. In the clutch, who you want with the ball in their hands? Yeah. Prime for prime. Brunson is in his prime right now. We saw Curry in his prime. Clutch. Great. Who we taking? And be honest. Be honest. OG, once again, thank you for your $20. That's why we got to keep the super chats coming. OG overworked. Defense average, assist point, can't rebound. Keep your foot on the pedal, but there's a wall coming. OG, I disagree. We can say the same thing about Steph Curry. Same thing about Steph Curry. Steph Curry's not a great defender. He's not a great passer. Can he throw a great pass? Yes. Can Steph Curry rebound? OG, I love you, OG. I love you. But at the end of the day, the same deficiencies that JB has, Curry has them as well. Injury prone ankles. JB, same thing. Once again, y'all, and this is not to minimize or disrespect Steph Curry. He's one of the greatest to ever do it. I think Steph Curry behind Kobe and Mike is third in influential in sports history. In sports history. But there's nowhere in the world right now, prime for prime, down 2, down 1, tie ball game, 10 seconds. Who'd you rather have with the ball in their hands? Steph Curry or Jalen Brunson? It's not even close. It's not even close. Rage Man, we worry about the wrong things. We worry about the wrong things. Who cares about how many wins you have in a regular season? He won the championship. He averages between 25 and 28 for the regular season. His points average goes up in the playoffs. He's only been with the Knicks 4 years. Let's have these discussions another 4-5 years from now. But I'm going to ask again. Down 2, down 1, tied ball game, 10 seconds left. Who'd you rather have with the ball in their hands? Prime Steph Curry or prime Jalen Brunson? Yeah. I'm just saying. The same things you could say about Jalen Brunson, maybe holding the ball too long, double teams make it difficult. You can say the same thing about Steph Curry. I watched Curry get locked up by Kevin Love. I watched Curry put up a lot of bad shots at the end of games. I watched Steph Curry struggle a lot as well. I watched him get cooked on defense. I've never known him to be a great defender, a great rebounder. I've never known him to be a great passer, but can he pass? Yes. And by the way, Rage Man, 70+ win season. What happened at the end? What was the final result? Yeah. What was the final result, Rage Man? I keep telling y'all, glass half empty. Don't tell half a story. Don't tell half a story. Let's tell the whole story. 70+ win season. Unanimous MVP. You lose in the NBA Finals being up 3-1. Game 7 on your home floor. Huh? Huh? We can have these discussions, y'all. We didn't lose the finals and go run to go get KD. Huh? We can have these discussions. These weapons is loaded, y'all. I'm only calling what I'm seeing. Joker win 1. He's the greatest ever. Giannis win 1. He's one of the greatest power forwards ever. I'm just saying. Why we can't do the same thing for Jalen Brunson? The young man did something that nobody never saw. Didn't think he can do it. Ain't nothing premature, Mike James. Nothing is premature. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. What's premature is what Mark Cuban did. He prematurely didn't know what the hell he was doing. But the Jalen Brunson thing is legit. Kay Cunningham had a great season. They're ready to put Kay Cunningham over Jalen Brunson. How y'all feel about that now? Y'all hear NBA guys said they'd take Brunson over SGA. I don't need to see more, Rage Man. I've seen enough. What makes y'all think Jalen Brunson is going to slow down? We watched him in Dallas. We watched him in the Knicks continue to progress. What makes y'all think he's going to slow down now? He averages 25-26 for the season. He's averaging almost 6 assists. What makes you think he's not going to continue to be an all-star and play at an all-NBA level? What? That's the part I don't understand. What makes y'all think Jalen Brunson is going to get worse or is going to his play? You think he's going to go from averaging 25, 26, 27 to 19, 20? No. He's doing it in the toughest market, the toughest city, the toughest media capital in the world. Whether he repeats or not, he's still a great player. The Mario montage, Cuban had a premature miscalculation. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Thank you, DeMario. That's what was premature. Not doing your due diligence and your homework. Mark Cuban and the Dallas Mavericks made the worst mistake in NBA history. Not only did you lose Luka Doncic, you lost Jalen Brunson, who's now a champion and considered one of the best players in the NBA. And is going to go down as one of the greatest players, one of the greatest point guards in NBA history. House Flawn, he is now being compared to Mike and Kobe when it comes to clutch in mentality. That's what Mark Cuban lost. That's what Mark Cuban lost. Luka will go down as none of those. Luka will never go down as great. He will never go down as a champion. He will never go down as being compared to Mike and Kobe mentality-wise, clutch-wise, leadership-wise, dog-wise, ever. Everybody's better than Brunson till they got to play against Brunson. They put bigger guards on him, cooks them. They put bigger guards on him. He posts them up. Down 30. Still win. down 30, still win. It's not even close. Allen Iverson or Charles Barkley are the greatest players to never win an MVP. Oh, to win an MVP. Sorry about that, Rage Man. I thought you meant championship. I mean, when it's all said and done, Luka may be up there, but I don't think he's never going to win an MVP. And I said that 2 years ago. When everybody was telling me how good and how great Luka is, I said, what will happen if Luka never wins an MVP or a championship? What will we say then? And it's guaranteed now. It's almost 100%. With Wembanyama, Ant-Man, Joker, SGA, Jalen Brunson, with those guys in the league in their prime, it is possible that Luka will never win an MVP. I've been saying this. Big shout out Rage Man. He's been on my lives. He can attest to that and no, I ain't lying. I've been saying all this stuff. And now Jalen Brunson is a champion. Swept all accolades in the season. Only thing he didn't get was MVP. But he's all NBA. He's clutch player of the year. All-star. Swept the ESPYs. Cup champion. Finals MVP. Conference Finals MVP. Champion. Yeah. That's what Mark Cuban and the Dallas Mavericks lost out on for $55 million. Because they were bringing in guys like Seth Curry. Yeah. And Deron Wright. Yeah. Yeah. That's what happened. Mark Cuban should be a laughing stock at this point. Mark Cuban should get the same, he should get the same smoke, maybe even more than Nico Harrison. I had no problem with them letting go Luka. Now, what they let him go for, I thought it would have worked, but AD can't stay healthy. So maybe, what you got back for Luka was bad. But I understand why they traded Luka. You can never make me understand why they let go Jalen Brunson, especially for the reasons they let him go for. Unexplainable. Unexplainable. I'm going to say it again. I understand why they traded Luka. You can never make me understand why they let Jalen Brunson walk out the door. SGA is clutch, Mike James. He ain't Jalen Brunson. Sorry. I'm going to say it again. SGA is clutch. He ain't Jalen Brunson. Meta World Peace said it best. Meta World Peace said it best. He could cheat the game, but he don't. He don't double dribble. He don't carry. He don't travel. He plays the game the right way. I don't know what more people need to hear or see. But we are watching one of the greatest players in NBA history do things that a lot of our greats that we look up to couldn't get done. Guys like Barkley, guys like Carmelo, guys like Patrick Ewing, guys like Allen Iverson, guys like Clyde Drexler, who had to go to Houston to get his ring because he couldn't get it done in Portland. Guys like Dame Lillard. We watch Brunson. Guys like Reggie Miller couldn't get over the hump. Brunson's done it. Things that they couldn't do. And we still questioning his greatness. If he wins a second championship, he's top 15 greatest player all time, and he's the second greatest point guard of all time. Argue with yourself. Y'all better pray and hope this young man don't win a second championship. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. OG put me in my place. Flea says do it again. Curry 4 chips. SGA scoring title. MVP and chip. JB potential. You said it. Let's talk in 3 years. OG, my finals MVP. Let's talk. We'll be here, OG. And y'all will be right here along with us. But I'm going to say it again. That young man did what a lot of great players couldn't do. Y'all know the names. Yeah. Y'all know the names. See y'all tonight, 8 o'clock. Knicks Rehab. We all be in the building. Everybody have a great afternoon. Hopefully your Tuesday continue to be good. See y'all later. And never forget, we watching one of the greatest players to ever do it. And if he wins a second championship, I'm going to say it again. Move over Kevin Durant. Move over Kawhi Leonard. Move over. It's a new sheriff in town. Yeah. See y'all tonight, 8 o'clock. Am I still delusional?
Oh, boy, TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.